calls.
It's time now for House Calls with the Kingery team of Mountain to Lake Realty.
Keep it here for market insights, featured guests, and answers to your real estate questions.
Here are your hosts, Steve Furrow and Julie Kingery.
Hey! Guess what time it is? Time for some house calls, Julie.
Woohoo!
Hey, it is Saturday morning, and we are bringing to you the latest and greatest. All the market trends, what's happening in the real estate market, you are going to find out here over the next 15 minutes or so.
Yeah.
You bet. So, Julie, anything like life-changing happened to you this week? You know, this is the first Saturday in August. So we're turning a page.
We finished out July. Like you told me last week, I needed to get all the hot dogs I wanted in. So, you know, life-changing, maybe added a little cholesterol or whatever to my body by having a few more hot dogs. But last time I checked, Walmart's going to still sell them, so I can get more in August. But I did finish out July with a good hot dog.
I want you to know Lazy Acres has got some hot dogs. If
yes.
Walmart runs out, I'll be glad to help you out.
How could I forget that?
Oh my goodness.
What about you? What life-changing? How'd you end your July?
Well, we talked about it a little last week, but I did go to Washington D.C. Towards the end of and I did a murder mystery dinner.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
Okay.
So we dressed up. We all had characters. I had some fun.
I'm just imagining this.
I had some fun with it. I will tell you. I was Keanu Reeves.
Oh.
Not Keanu Reeves, but Keanu Reeves.
Did you slick back your hair?
No. No. I was a surfer dude.
Oh.
So
okay.
It was fun.
You got to wear your flip flops. Did you get a spray tan?
No spray tan. I did not go that far, but I did get the Hawaiian shirt, and I got the hat with the bill flipped up.
Oh, nice.
And,
okay.
And a lot of references to Dazed and Confused and Past Times at Ridgemont High, because this was 80s surfer dude.
80s surfer dude. Okay, cowabunga.
Surf's up, man.
Yeah.
Anyway,
goodness.
We'll dive. Sorry, we got off on a tangent there, but this first Saturday in August, Miss Julie, what is happening in the real estate market?
I think we're still steady. We are still, I think we've talked about whether our market is a buyer's market, a seller's market, a balanced market. Inventory is continuing to grow. I think you said
ding, ding, ding.
Before we started, 1,600 in the Roanoke Valley, over 1,800 if you combine Martinsville, Henry County
over
with
1,850.
Over 1,850, which is amazing right now to have that many. As a buyer, that's great. You have choices. You have options to look at. As a seller, you might be getting a little nervous that things are moving towards the buyer's market, but I think as a seller, it's still a great time to put your house on the market because you can do all the things that make yours stand out.
Yep.
Make it look good. Make it look the best it can.
And when we think about you say, well, I don't, maybe I'm discouraged by hearing that there's more inventory. But guess what? More inventory brings more buyers.
Right. That's right.
It just does, And I just think that is something that we got to keep in mind here as we move along. Guys, the fact when we talk about days on market, we're inching up. We're inching up. And you think about, it takes 2 months to sell my home. The sky is falling. No,
right.
It's not falling.
And it doesn't necessarily mean a price change has to happen. I mean, it's just taking a little more time.
Well, the buyers have got more option. They need to have a little time to sort through
right.
everything. And I think that's something we got to keep in the back of our mind. So as a seller out there, guys, stay after it. Keep that yard mowed. Keep things looking fresh, crisp, and clean. Do your best to put your best foot or your best rug forward, if you follow me.
See what you did there.
But again, this market is changing. When we think about the leverage that maybe has gone on for the last 4, maybe even 5 years, being a seller's market, I think it is changing a little bit. But guys, that's not there's no need to get doom and gloom.
Right. Well, and as a seller too, hopefully you're getting some more activity because, you know, in the last 4 or 5 years, we have, you know, you have that buyer that calls and they want to look at, there's only 1 or 2 houses for them to look at. So we go, we look, they might make an offer, they get discouraged because they don't get it. Now, when a buyer calls, we might have 4 or 5 houses to look at or more, and in one day, and they have time to actually look at them. They have time to go back home and think about the pros and the cons, or maybe come back for a second view before they have to make a decision. So, I mean, it's a normal is not a word, because normal, what is normal? But I think it's just a process for us all to get back into the mentality of things are changing.
Mm-hmm. And, you know, we talk about change. One of the things that seems to always change is interest rates. You know, we look right now, things are still kind of inching up. Guys, I feel like some of the stuff we talk about every show, but it is extremely important to have your credit in good shape. You know, this interest rate, as they move up, as the average interest rate moves up, if you're a person in good standing, you stand in the best position to get the best rate. Right. I was with some folks here 2 weeks ago, Julie, and I realized they had done their homework and locked things in, but they were at 5.75.
Wow.
And I was asking him. He said it's all her. She handles the bills. She takes care of everything. He said, it's all her. That is all her. And you know what? She has done things right.
Yes.
You know, when you start, when you're able to kind of quote that kind of stuff in this market, and that really pays, all of her efforts paid off.
Right. I mean, it's almost unheard of right now for anything under 6 for that to happen. But that's great. And she did what she was supposed to.
Had a great lender. They worked with them and did all the things that they asked. Right.
And that's another thing, just talking to lenders to figure out who has the programs. And if there is a program that helps with a down payment assistance, or they have a grant, or they have something that you can buy down the points to get a lower rate. And another thing, as a buyer now, as we're shifting into this buyer versus seller versus balanced market, sellers are more willing to pay some closing costs for you. So you might see what your closing costs are going to be, and you might ask a seller to pay some of that for you, and it might give you a better opportunity to buy down a rate if you need to.
There's certainly options out there, but if you don't have good credit, you're starting out on a bet. You know, just
behind the curve.
You're behind.
Really. Yep.
You're behind. So, guys, if you take anything away from this conversation, it is that this market is still strong. Things are still selling. Things are moving. There's good buyer demand. You know, we got a great quality of life here in this area, and people are looking to come here.
Yes.
So keep that in mind, and we will come back with you here after a quick break. Right. And we'll have a great. I think this one is a great question for you, Miss Julie, especially given the age of your children.
Yes.
So we'll be right back with House Call.
Woo!
House Calls.
For generations, we've helped families find their place right here in our hometown.
We're the Kingery team, a family business built on trust, community, and a whole lot of front porch conversations.
From grandparents to growing families, we've guided neighbors through every season of life.
Looking for more than just a house? Let's find your home together.
The Kingery team, selling real estate 1 yard at a time. Located uptown Rocky Mount, 195 South Main Street. Give us a call at 540-483-5566. All right. House Calls is back here on this Saturday, the first Saturday in August.
Ooh-wee. Here
Time
we
is
are.
flying by. What happens in August, Miss Julie?
Ooh, school starts. Bye-bye, summer.
Oh, man. Well, it's interesting you brought that up about the first week of August, because this question of the week, this actually comes from Tim. Tim, he's actually in the 336.
Okay.
Yep. So
Welcome
we're reaching
to Virginia.
out there. You bet. Tim says, we are looking to move and we have 2 young children. How do you suggest we determine the quality of a school system? That's heavy.
That's a loaded question.
Speaking to a mother that's
Yes.
got one that's about to go into
Phew,
pre-K.
he's starting pre-K.
How did you determine where you were going to send him, Miss Julie?
Well, I'm a townie, so I live in town. So I didn't really have, well, I have a few options, I guess, obviously, but we are sticking with the Liam Wade school. But yes, there are, do you go to the private school? Do you stay in a public school? Do you, there's so many things you have to think about with, we grew, our boys grew up in a neighborhood that had other children that go to Liam Wade also. And so, talking to the parents of those kids, my oldest son has a speech IEP. And so that probably was one of our biggest factors for staying at Liam Wade, because he's been having speech therapy for the last 2 years. And we love the speech therapist at Liam Wade. So, I think there's certain things you've got to think about with your child. What kind of child do they have needs that need to be met? Or, socialization, behavior, what kind of teachers are you looking for, or what kind of learning? I mean, we think about public school, private school, but depending on how young they are, even the pre-K age, I think there's even the homeschooling with they go outdoors and do the outdoor learning. So, I mean, there's all kinds of different options, I guess.
And I'm going to just pause you for a minute there, Mom.
Reel me back in?
I'm going to say, hold up. Because this is something that gets real, like, near and dear to my heart, because I've got kids. I've got one that's a senior and another that is about to start his sophomore year. And, we've been public school, we've been private school, we've done homeschool.
Right.
And I just want to pull things back, and I'm going to step up on the soapbox and say, Tim, as this is a great question, and certainly one that is important. But I think you gotta evaluate your children. You got to be honest with yourself and try to put them in the best position you can, given the other factors that are in your that are going on in your life. I think it's truly important. We wrestled with homeschool, private school, public school, and we actually have our oldest is in a private school, youngest is in a public school. We had to evaluate those children,
right,
and trying to put them in the best position,
right,
in the best position. Right. And it wasn't an easy decision. I'll tell you, there was more than one night that I thought I was going to have to sleep on the couch.
Yeah. But it's their academic. I mean, it's their setting them up for the future that you want them to have the opportunity for.
You bet.
So we get calls all the time of, I want to be in XYZ school districts for elementary school. And, I think that some schools have a reputation of whether they're a good school or not the best school. And I think you have to decide that based on your child. I mean, I think that you can't just go based on what, quote unquote, everybody says is, I want to be in the, Burnt Chimneys closed, but I want to be in the Burnt Chimney School District because I grew up there, or whatever that might be. You've got to look at who are the teachers, what kind of qualifications do they have, the schools are, what kind of accreditations they have. That I think those are things that you have to look individually at each one.
Yeah, and you have to. I get so hung up on, like, we'll have a conversation with somebody that's looking to move to the area, and they will say to me, well, X school does not have a very good rating. And I'm like, okay, so what does that mean?
Right.
And I get kind of hung up on, people want to look at what does the AI world, what does Google or chat or whatever it is you're using, what do they tell you? Well, honestly, how do we know that the information they have is reputable?
Accurate,
yep. We've all been to a restaurant that had terrible reviews and had a good experience.
Right.
And I use that as an example, but I think that's a part of, it's a part of what makes this thing a challenge to truly sort of ferret out. So I encourage you to look beyond those test scores, look beyond maybe what the rating might be within whatever program you're looking at. Go out and visit the school. Meet with the principal, meet with the headmaster or whatever, whoever, have that conversation and try to get an overall understanding of what they're focused on. What are their key performance indicators? Look at the community, look around, try to understand, what that culture is and how much of a focus is on education. I mean, I'm going to single out, there's this local school, not too far. It's in the greater Roanoke Valley, but to me, everything is focused on athletics there. They're very much in tune to, we're going to get these kids in these school or on these ball teams, and this is gonna be the team from the time they're old enough to walk till they're going to college. They sign their letter of intent to go to wherever. And if that's what you're after, hey, that's the place you probably ought to see if you can find a spot that fits for you. Find
a way to transport, or find a way to pay for, or all the things that come with the different options.
And I feel strongly about don't sit back and take a the 30,000 foot view. We're going to fly over and decide this is where we're going to be. Get down in there. And see what your take is. What does your gut tell you? Because as someone that has been in all three systems, I can tell you that you're regardless of what you do, there's going to be somebody that's pointing a finger telling you, you should be doing this or you should be doing that, and you can't let that be a part of your decision. You make what you think is the best decision and move forward. And I think that's Tim, I don't know if we necessarily answered your question, other than to give you a lot of things to think about. And it's not an easy answer.
No.
Not an easy answer. So, Julie, you got anything you want to wrap up?
And I just was going to say finding a location that matches your family needs, I guess. Like you said, neighborhoods, or are there parks nearby, or whatever that might be. I'm just going to say, as I grew up in Franklin County, and I think no matter where you are, I think that schools are good. Everybody's going to be happy, or there's going to be some that aren't happy, no matter where you are. Even if it is the most highly rated school in the region, there's probably some parents that might not be happy there. So I think that's where your bottom line is. You've got to get there. You've got to do the research and look into it yourself. Boots on the ground, go in, talk to people, and get your opinion versus everybody else's.
And I can give you my opinion, but that's just it.
Right.
And that's based off my experience. And someone might treat me differently than they would you. And that's the thing you got to sort out. That's the thing you got to try to figure out what's the best spot for you. It's no easy answer.
Right.
Miss Julie, thank you.
Thank you.
This has been, we could have gone on and on. But we're going to let that wrap things up today. The Kingery team at Mountain to Lake Realty, we appreciate the opportunity to be here with you every Saturday.
Yes.
And if you're interested in buying or selling property, we would love to visit with you. Give us a call, and we'll be glad to help you. 540-483-5566. You can reach us there. That's the office number. KingeryTeam.com, Facebook, Instagram. We're not hard to find. Feel free to reach out to us in whatever manner you'd like. Julie, thank you.
Thank you.
See you guys next time on House Call.
Thanks for listening to House Calls with the Kingery team of Mountain to Lake Realty, with your hosts, Steve Furrow and Julie Kingery. If you have questions about anything discussed on today's show, text us at 276-629-9999. Join us again next Saturday at 9 for more tips, trends, and answers to your real estate questions on House Calls with the Kingery team of Mountain to Lake Realty and Southern Virginia's country station, B99.9.
House Calls.